Hello and welcome to The Road to Net Zero, a podcast from the Advanced Propulsion Centre. My name is Clem Silverman, and our focus in this episode is on Ford's Halewood conversion from a transmissions factory to an electric drive unit production line. A UK government automotive transformation fund project to complete this makeover is on track to finish mid-2024. And we visited with energy and transport journalist David James to discover what this means for the UK and the UK's electric vehicle supply chain.
Ford are building a new electric drive unit production line at their gearbox factory in Halewood. This will allow the factory and Ford to transition from internal combustion to electric vehicle manufacturing. Once complete, the line will produce 400,000 electric motor and transmission units a year that will go into their electric vehicles like the Transit and Puma. As a global company, Ford needed to locate this strategically important facility in the best possible location. The Ford UK factories had to compete with similar facilities in Europe and North America to secure this work. With the help of a grant from the UK government's Automotive Transformation Fund, Ford was able to develop a business case that showed that Halewood in the United Kingdom was the best place in Europe to build it. This has now unlocked £380 million of investment by Ford into this vital part of their electric vehicle supply chain. Here's Chris White, who's the Chief Engineer of Manufacturing Engineering at Ford.
We were in the position to be able to look at our facilities in the UK and determine how they could be the best facilities within Ford of Europe to produce e-drives. And we selected our Halewood site, which was a transmission site, and we worked with them through an ATF feasibilities competition to develop a case for them to become the best place in Europe for us to do that. So against the competition of plants in Germany and Spain and other places like that, why would we do this in the UK? And we've developed a really strong case for that using the ATF funding. And on top of that, also identified that we would be eligible for further ATF funding, a full investment grant to support the facility in Halewood. And that was a winner. It managed to get us to the point where we could confidently predict that this would be the best place to make e-drives for our vehicles in Europe.
Ford UK had already developed world-leading expertise in the manufacture of electric drive units as part of an earlier Advanced Propulsion Centre supported R&D project called ePrime. As part of this project, Ford built a pilot production line which helped Ford UK become a centre of excellence in e-drive manufacturing engineering. This expertise reinforced the business case for the electric drive units to be built in the UK. Lee Mayers, the plant manager at Halewood, explains more.
Ford could have done this anywhere, so it's a real testament to the UK and Halewood that we were selected for this piece of work. And I think it's also testament to the team that started this through the APC and ePrime and so on, and the benefits to the local community and Ford UK and in the UK as a whole is significant.
The ATF grant de-risked the investment business case for Halewood, provided scale-up readiness validation and contributed to the capital expenditure. This gave Ford the confidence to invest £380 million of its own money in the production of electric drive units at Halewood. Julian Hetherington is the Automotive Transformation Director at the Advanced Propulsion Centre.
With an ATF capital intervention, they elected to build a plant that would build 250,000 EDUs a year, and subsequently have decided to double down on that investment and will now plan to produce over 400,000 EDUs a year from that plant, all of them for export into their operations worldwide, demonstrating the UK's competitiveness in this space. Again, solely as a result of an ATF intervention.
Lee Turner, the Director of Powertrain Manufacturing Engineering at Ford, explains how important the support of the ATF was to the success of Halewood.
We announced that extra 125 million of spend later on, but we couldn't have done it without that initial business case being secured through the ATF grant. So it's that was fundamental for us.
The Automotive Transformation Fund is administered by the Advanced Propulsion Centre, which is a partnership between government and industry. This approach makes the process very transparent, efficient and fair to all involved. Lee Turner explains how working with government really helped the engagement with key stakeholders.
Working with government, together to create the best business case. Working with the APC in particular on the ATF and the pre-work for the ATF, having a transparent process that we took our social partners through, our union partners as well. That was a real advantage for us because it was a very objective assessment, and that allowed us to make a selection that everybody understood, and everybody understood the potential benefits associated with that.
Working with the APC allowed Ford to be introduced to a broad network of government and industry partners that are able to add significant long-term value, as Chris White explains.
The APC project brought us into a great network of people in the UK who understand that. So people like the Welding Institute, some of our supply partners like JW Froelich, all people that we met through the process of doing an APC project that we wouldn't have actually had the opportunity to work with had we not been in this collaborative environment.
The Automotive Transformation Fund grant also helped reduce the capital expense of building a new electric drive unit facility by identifying where existing equipment could be reused. Here's Chris again.
One of the big challenges and opportunities is to reuse existing equipment and to be really clever about what we reuse, and that really reduces the cost of investment. This is a huge change for the industry. Everybody's got lots of legacy equipment, lots of legacy facilities. They really want to make sure they're still utilising. So understanding exactly what the product needed helped our manufacturing engineers to then say, actually, there's more opportunities here to use other equipment. So we identified equipment from all over Europe and including Halewood, and that made the cost of that facility much lower for us.
As well as reusing existing equipment, the ATF grant helped Ford identify and procure cutting-edge technology that will further improve efficiency, as Lee Turner explains.
We're really proud of the fact that this is probably going to be one of the most efficient power unit manufacturing facilities in the world. Through the process of manufacturing engineering, we've really utilised virtual engineering tools, digital manufacturing engineering tools here in Halewood. We've piloted some of the most advanced manufacturing engineering tool set here to create a really efficient installation process.
The investment from the ATF and Ford has delivered a number of key benefits to the local area and the UK as a whole. Here's Lee again.
We've got over 500 jobs safeguarded here in Halewood. A very significant investment. Our total investment will be something in the order of £380 million here in Halewood. And that impacts all of the other businesses in the local area and wider in the UK.
The ATF grant and support of the Advanced Propulsion Centre was fundamental to the success of Ford's Halewood plant.
To create the best opportunity for the UK and for Halewood, that grant was really of fundamental importance to us.
To find out more about the Automotive Transformation Fund and the work of the Advanced Propulsion Centre, go to apcuk.co.uk.
Thanks, David, and thanks to Ford for allowing us to see the fantastic progress being made on Merseyside. Thanks for listening. Do visit our website and look out for further information on ATF-supported projects.